This is where it all begins. This is where it all begins. A moment to feel alive. This is where it all begins. A moment to feel alive. This is where it all begins. A moment this good to you. Let's stay alive. Yeah. A moment to feel alive. This is where it all begins.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. How do you do? And welcome to the third edition of PHYTO Passion Project. I'm Lynn Tan, and I'll be your host for tonight. The gentleman I'm about to introduce to everyone is a bilingual extraordinaire, a cross-media personality for the last about 30 years. He's also the top radio DJ for FM 93.3 at a really young age of 18. 20 years ago, he won the prestigious Golden Mike Awards for being the most creative DJ. He's sought after for events hosting, features writing, and also corporate training. He's anchored 15 TV programs in the last 5 years and written 5 film scripts, authored 4 books, and so passionate about theatre performances. So let's welcome our guest for tonight, Mr. Danny Yeo.
Hello, hi Lynn.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. It's very scary actually. The longer the bio, that means the person is older in age.
I think so.
Possibly.
Danny, do you remember when we first met?
Actually, I do. It was 2 years ago. We were both judging for a beauty competition. And
Beauty competition.
wasn't it? It was a pageant. Manhunt, that's right. So
it's a male beauty pageant.
That's right. Was there someone sitting between the two of us? Or
yes.
Right.
We were side by side, but there's someone between us.
Right. So there was one moment I remember where one of the contestants said something during the Q&A session, and then we both had the same reaction. We just leaned back and then looked across the person who was right in between us, and we just gave this cheeky expression that was exactly the same.
I know. And then there's another lady with unicorn hair that walked past, and we had the same reaction, like. And then we looked at each other. We realized that we both reacted the same way at the same time.
At that point of time, I know that our frequency is so similar.
Yeah, that's true. And then I realized why later, because our birthdays are very close.
Yeah, our birthday is only 1 day apart.
Yeah, you're just a day before me. So we're very similar.
Yes, I'm only 1 day older than you.
yeah, let's just go like that. Huh? Okay. Because you're my guest.
Vegetarians. I think we also found over the years that we've, over the last 2 years that we've met, that we have a lot of similar interests as well. In fact, for this live chat, we're using the same model for our microphone as well.
Yes.
Mic
buddies.
Yeah.
Microphone buddies. The Blue Yeti. So I'm not sure whether you know this picture of ours. Did you see this picture of ours?
Oh my gosh.
We took this picture a year ago.
This was at the anniversary party.
Yes, the PHYTO 50. We are celebrating our 50 years. PHYTO 50,
that's right.
At the Fullerton Hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, so that picture of ours,
I liked it a lot.
Because I come from a family with 3 girls. I'm the eldest. I've got 2 younger sisters. But this picture, you look like my brother. I feel like I'm a brother.
Older brother.
Yeah, of course. You're 1 day older, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You have the same nose.
And when we were taking a photo, there was just a certain sense of closeness as well. And we're totally comfortable with each other.
Yeah, it's true. It's like we click from the get-go, and that's really amazing. It's really nice to be able to have someone you meet and then connect so deeply. I remember that. And
I'm very thankful as well. If it wasn't for you, I think I wouldn't have gotten to know PHYTO as well. Yeah, this whole range, and you've been blessing me with PHYTO and all its benefits. I feel very, very grateful.
Oh, you're most welcome. I know you've been using PHYTO the last 2 years quite faithfully.
very faithfully. I'm probably, like carrying it with me everywhere I go.
When you
Yeah, today
travel.
I travel quite a lot. That's probably for my work as well. Like you mentioned, over the last 5 years, I've been hosting a lot of television documentary style, what they call infotainment programs.
Yes.
And these have been appearing on Channel U. So every time we do one episode, we have to spend 1 week overseas. It takes about
Wow.
5 days to film for one episode. So in one day, we can only cover maybe about 10 to 15 minutes of what you see on TV.
Wow.
Yeah. So 2 days of traveling, 5 days of filming. And every time I travel, in my toiletries bag,
Yes.
yeah, my colleagues, once they come into my room, they go into the bathroom, then they'll see, hey, how come it's all the same brand? Are you sure it
Gonna have
covers
talk already.
your hair, your face, your body from head to toe? And yeah, I think it's so wonderful because then I don't have to think about, oh, did I forget to bring something? Am I missing out? It's all there. And thank you so much, Lynn.
Welcome. And could you share with us which is your top 3 favorite products? I know you like a lot of the skincare and hair care, but now
A
that we're
lot.
on PHYTO show, we need to talk about only the hair care for now.
Okay.
Could you share with us which is your maybe top 3 favorite products?
I think it's really cruel for me to, choose only the top 3 because, frankly, and this really very honest, ever since I started using PHYTO 2 years ago, I come to like so many of the different products. So if you can just give me a little bit more allowance, okay? Look at this bottle. This bottle is nearly empty, okay? That's because,
Novatric shampoo, is it?
yeah, so I use this shampoo almost every day, so like every other day on alternate days, because it helps to fortify your hair.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very afraid of hair falling.
Yes, you have really good hair which you want to maintain.
Thank
and
you.
keep all
Yeah,
the life cycles.
but what I like about it is it's very light. It
Yes.
doesn't feel sticky, and just a
Yes.
little bit would foam up very easily. When you're showering and you're shampooing, you want to have that feeling. And this, as well, is another of my favorite. It's very light right now. If I shake it, you probably won't hear much liquid in
The
it.
PHYTO Denzia anti-aging hair mask.
Yes. So this mask, I would actually put it on after shampooing, and then I'll towel dry a little bit so that it keeps the moisture. It's kind of like a conditioning as well. And
Yes.
my hair feels more fluffy and light.
Yes, this is very voluminous. It's amazing hair mask. It not just moisturizes our hair, but it gives volume.
Yeah.
Normally hair mask will flatten the hair if it's too rich, but this one
if it's too rich and it's too
Yeah.
wet, then it feels like your hair is very heavy. So when I was using this, I was very surprised that it's so light. And because we're going to phase 2, I'm so happy that the swimming pools are going to be open. I'm looking forward to using this as well, which is something that I carry with me every time I go swimming before the circuit breaker. Yeah.
This is a shampoo that washes off chlorine from the hair. It's all natural.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah, people don't understand if you're swimmers, the chlorine actually coats the hair. It's really damaging for hair, dry hair, colored hair.
Yeah.
So this is really good to wash it off completely. And this is a head to toe wash, so you can wash your body with it.
Exactly. So that's why I'm head to toe taken care of by PHYTO. Okay, now about the top 3 products that I really like. Okay. So the fact is, this, you can also see the bottle is clearing out a little bit. So this is the moisturizing care gel. This has been so important for me over the last 2 months, especially when I've been staying at home, working from home. I don't need to style my hair. I don't need to spray, but you still want to look good,
Correct.
We're using Zoom a lot. We're meeting people over the internet. So what this does, it almost just, it's so light. I just, like right now, just pump a few into my palm. I didn't rub it a little bit. And then it just helps to style my hair.
You don't have any styling products on your hair right now?
No, it's just this.
Oh, okay,
what I'm wearing right now is really just this moisturizer.
The moisturizer, yeah, PHYTO Hoba Care Gel.
What I like about this is it helps to keep my hair very moist, but it's not wet, especially in Singapore's very humid weather, I think this is such a wonderful light
very
product.
Lightweight, yes.
Yes. And there's one thing that's very important. that I bring with me on every trip. So whenever I go traveling, this is definitely in my toiletries
The
bag as well.
PHYTO anti-aging serum.
Yes. So this serum is something that I must have with me in my toiletries bag because it gives nourishment to not just your hair, but your scalp. So what I do is I pump it and then I rub it in and kind of like do a little massage for myself to
Yes.
feel a bit more relaxed. But at the same time, it's not oily. And I can feel that just within 2 minutes, your scalp can actually absorb this serum really well.
Yes, because we use a lot of essential oils, so
Yeah.
it absorbs very quickly.
Yeah. So that's the second
Yes. And
item.
number 3?
Number 3 is this.
Oh, the supplements, the
Yeah.
PHYTO dietary supplements.
Ever since I've started on these supplements, even my hairstylist was telling me that, he noticed the difference in my hair where it's fuller, thicker, it feels stronger as well. Truth be told, there was a time when I was quite worried that my hair was going to be thinning. Yeah. So I remember I went to your shop and then we did an analysis.
Yes, the scalp analysis.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then after that, I really saw improvement where it becomes some more dense and thicker. I think that really affects a person's confidence as well.
Yeah, it does. When I have a bad hair day, when I have a nice hair day, I feel like I'm more confident, but flirtier. But if I'm having a bad hair day, I just want to keep quiet and stay in one corner.
Yeah,
So
like
I don't feel
nothing's
good.
going well.
Yeah. So we're very lucky because today we're giving away 3 of these products. We're
Yay!
giving away the hair gel and the Extraordinaire and the PHYTO serum. So 3 lucky winners today. Shall we give away the first product, Danny?
Sure. And actually, this hair conditioner, it's not cheap leh. But it lasts
like
me for
that
too
lah.
long. No.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
what
but
I
it
mean
lasts
is
a
that
long time, yes.
it lasts a very long time. So for you to give this away, I really think it's so generous for a start.
Thank you.
Yeah, for it.
Yeah, this is a leave-in hair conditioner, which I can use, you can use. So with short hair, long hair, as long as it has a bit dry or dehydrated, this is the perfect product we can use. And how can we win this product? Very simple. You just need to tag 5 friends in the PHYTO Facebook comment section of the page right now. Just tag 5 friends and you stand the chance to win this product, which is worth $39.90. Suitable for all hair types and also for dry hair. Even someone like Danny can use it.
That's so true. For $39.90, I would get this, and it lasted me for such a long time, and it was really a saver for me.
When you said long time, how long was it for you? Because you do have short hair.
Right. So I've been using this, and you see, it's maybe like 2/3. So let's say if I use it every weekend when I'm at home, before this whole circuit breaker started, I've been using this for more than a year, actually.
Oh yeah, okay. Wow, that's a long time. Because for me, it takes about 3 months. So I think it's very good.
Because
so for my hair length, it's about 3 months. I use once a day. You just need a little bit. You don't need like a big amount. Yeah. You just use a pump.
Yeah, like for me, I would just use 2 pumps.
Correct. I also use just at the ends. It's good enough.
So if I'm not using hair gel or hair wax, I'll use this. I don't even need to spray and it stays soft and fluffy.
Great. So for our audience today, you can win this fantastic product if you just tag 5 friends in the comment section and we'll announce the winners at the end of the show.
Yay.
I remember before the lockdown and everything, we were both very busy. It's so hard to get us both down just to sit down and eat or have a coffee. Because you're always flying around for your work, and sometimes I'm also overseas. But I know one day we finally managed to sit down for coffee, for breakfast, coffee, something like that.
It was brunch?
Brunch, a brunch at one of this nice bakery place.
Yeah.
In Shenton Way, near my office. And we sat down, we spoke, and I just know that we connected really deeply and we really spoke. I felt very much soul to soul. I know we opened up about what we're doing and the experiences we had. I talked about my training, I talked about a bit of my life, you talked about yours and the experiences you had with your program. And one of the programs that really got me teary when we were speaking was about sex slavery and child labor. Child enslavement. That was something that's really close to my heart.
I remember you mentioning that you felt a lot for underprivileged girls, especially in third world countries.
Kids, children in general, who's been taken advantage of and enslaved for various kind of things, whether child labor or sex sex slaves and things like that, but children who are totally innocent and,
Mm.
you know, just taken like this, and it happens so much, and no one, I felt like very little is being done for them. And
I
that's
was
something
really
that,
inspired. Yeah, because especially when you said that you wanted to do something for them and you're asking me, do you know if there are any avenues, if there are any organizations, because you wanted to put in time and effort and also do as much as you can to help those who are underprivileged and disadvantaged.
yeah, that's right. So I know then you shared about this program you did was perfectly to what I felt, which was the Innocence Lost.
Yeah.
It's a program that you did a couple of years back.
Innocence Lost was actually the first infotainment program that I did. This was in 2016. With
Okay.
that one series, actually, it just started ball rolling. And since then, that being my first series, since 2016, I've been doing more than 12 to 15 series, I think, over the last 4 or 5 years. So Innocence Lost was actually a series about child laborers in various countries. The first series was very well received. We subsequently did a second series as
Yeah,
well.
Tong Gong, you had second
Yep.
series as well.
Yeah, it was called Tong Gong, and it was shown on Channel U. I remember that series actually got so many reactions and responses from the audience. I will always receive comments and messages on social media telling me that they were impacted in such a way, and they all wanted to reach out and help. They wanted to say, how can I donate and help
Yeah,
to
how
make
can we help
life
the
better?
children, right?
How can I change their lives? I want to do
Yes.
something for them. So, for example, like we met children who were abused, children who were kidnapped, children who were living in situations that you can't imagine, and no child in Singapore would understand those situations because it's just a different
Not just a child, I
environment.
think a lot of Singaporeans don't understand the situation because we're so blessed. A lot of us are very blessed to live in Singapore. So
Yeah.
we found a short video of this show
Mhm.
online. Just a few seconds, we can show it. Yeah.
Okay.
Ngunten dek mau kayak pengongo, tas riok batur teh. Sarili ko lang ba? Gusto ko pong sumulong sa magulang.
他们真是扛起了整个家庭的负担，把这个袋子扛回家，就是等着开。
So yeah, it's very touching because from what I noticed, some of them were working in the field, some of them were young boxers.
Yeah.
Could you tell us more about anything memorable you could
Sure.
share from some of these episodes?
So that last scene that you just saw was actually filmed in Philippines up on a mountain.
Okay.
It was very difficult to climb the mountain. So every morning when we went to the village, we actually had to start at 4 a.m. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to climb up the rocky mountain where it's not sandy pavements. It's big hard rocks, and when it rained, it was so slippery. So on the day itself, our two children, they were about 7, 8 years old. Another was about 10, 11. They were carrying sacks of charcoal that was burnt from the wood in the forest. And these sacks of charcoal were actually heavier than their own body weight.
Wow. Is it the picture that we see?
Yeah, that was
Where-
the last scene that you just saw.
Mm.
So can you imagine like a kid carrying a sack of charcoal on his shoulders that's even heavier than himself? And the kid that I met was at about the same age as my nephews. So I have two young nephews, and one of this kid had a big hole on his thigh. And when I'm saying a hole, it's not like a bullet hole, but it's like a concave,
A concave. Okay, why?
yeah, a concave hole, because he has actually fell while going down the mountain and then hit his leg against a rock, and so he couldn't get any medication or any help. His flesh started to rot, and so you're looking at this scrawny, thin child that's about 10 years old with injuries on his body, and there was this hole on his leg that was blackened and dark. And that day when I was carrying a sack of charcoal with him as well, it was raining and he couldn't get that sack of charcoal wet because once it's wet, it's
Yeah, you cannot
worthless.
use, yes.
Yeah, you can sell it. So he started to run and I was chasing behind him and I was wearing proper boots. He was wearing slippers. He was running right in front of me. I was thinking like, if he's gonna slip and fall again, you know, what if there's another hole on his other thigh? What if he knocks his head against a rock and starts bleeding and becomes unconscious? I had all these images in my mind and I was running right behind him. I was worried for my own life and my own safety, but he had to run for his life because he had to
Make sure the
safeguard.
charcoal doesn't get wet. Yeah.
Exactly, that's his livelihood. So immediately right after that, the producer actually saw that I was quite shaken and I was very affected and started to ask me questions, you know, why do you look so solemn? Why do you look so shaken? And I started to share my feelings and I just couldn't hold back anymore. I can't believe that a child of the same age as my nephew has to
carry the burden of the family
and also face life this way. Yeah.
There's also another slide I want to share, and these are photos of a rescue center for young boys who were kidnapped. They were kidnapped as to be child laborers, and this is in India. And I believe that they're kidnapped to work in the mines or they're kidnapped to do like factory stuff. And these one in particular were kidnapped to do the beaded shoes and bangles and the souvenirs you buy when you go to India as tourists. So just take note, guys, when you go to these places, some of these beautiful things that are made are not made by adults, but child laborers to get the price really low. Because it's such a long list of people they're going to pay off, you know. So, and this is the center, which is very good because they rescue all these kids, right?
It's a rescue center. As I'm looking at these photos on the screen, it actually brought back a lot of memories and a lot of, I'm surprised myself that I'm recalling a lot of the emotions that I felt. This was the first episode that I did for the entire series, and it was in Jaipur, India. On the very first day of filming, I had an argument with the producer because what happened is that we were following stories of these kids who were kidnapped while they were very young. So it might be 4 or 5 years old.
Wow, 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah. Because
that's my son.
When they're taken from the village at that young age, these middlemen will be telling their grandparents, say, you know, you're so poor in this village. If you keep your grandchildren with you, they are gonna starve of hunger as well. So why don't you let me bring them to the city, let them find a job, then they can send some income back to you and you can have some money. So then the grandparents say, okay, you take my grandchild along. As soon as the grandchild arrives in the city, this same middleman is going to go back to the grandparents and say, your grandchild ran away, so I can't find him. The deposit that you have given me, you know, is not going to be able to pay for everything that, you know, I've paid for him. So you now owe me more money. And the poor
hang on, the grandparents have to pay this man to take the grandson out.
Yes, because the middleman would have to pay for transport, accommodation, introduction fees to bring the child to the factory to start work.
Sounds like our workers here, but anyway, sorry, carry on.
Quite similar, and that's why I'm very passionate. I feel a lot about this topic as well. So this grandparent, meanwhile, having, you know, a grandchild who's lost in the millions, becomes a number in lost children and missing children, continues to pay the middleman as compensation. But the fact is, this child is now being put up in a factory with very bad conditions, being made to work long hours, not fed very well, undernourished. They are probably producing a lot of souvenirs that you see on the streets where tourists would actually go. So at the rescue center, we actually met these two kids because they were taken away from the village when they're so young. They can't remember the grandparents' names. They don't know
course.
which village they're from.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult
And
for
it's
the rescue
India,
center.
it's huge. I mean, in
Huge.
Singapore already, maybe you
Yeah.
can still find them back, but
They probably can only tell the officials that, oh, I remember I have a water tank in my village, but what's your family name? They might not even be able to
it's
tell you
true.
that.
And when you put the picture of the boy, the family don't have internet or anything to access to even look for these boys. So it's kind of impossible to ever
Yeah.
find them, locate
That's
the family.
Exactly. So
So
what the rescue
sad.
center has done is they raided a factory and found that there were more than 24 children working illegally there, and the conditions were really bad. So
Do the
then,
boys get paid at all?
yes, oh well, actually they do get paid, but very little. So
Okay.
they get paid so that they can buy their own food.
Okay.
Yeah, or if they're not fed well, but they're really underpaid. Also, it's not
Of course.
fair payment.
Indeed.
So one of these kids apparently has been staying at the rescue center for a few months. They managed to contact the grandmother who was
Oh,
supposed
wow.
to travel from the village to the city and pick up the grandchild. So we were really happy. We were thinking like, all right, wonderful. We're going to have a complete story to tell.
And can shoot everything.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
shoot the happy reunion, right?
Yes.
So when we went back the next day, then I noticed that the vibes were a bit strange, and then the whole atmosphere was very tense. The
Okay.
child suddenly became very nervous instead of being very
Happy and excited.
talkative, and
Yeah.
excited, So then I started to see that there was this woman who was dressed very nicely. She had beads on her sari, she had makeup on, and she was sitting right next to the grandmother who was very shabbily dressed and had broken slippers, torn fabric on her body. And then I realized the real story. This woman is the wife of the factory owner. So the husband has been kept in prison because they found that he was operating an illegal factory, employing all this underage child laborers. So the wife was trying to pay to get the kid out in order to justify the release of her husband.
Oh.
So this lady
Kind
was saying
of bribed the grandmother.
Correct. So she paid for the grandmother's journey from the village to the city, and then told the grandmother, said, all right, so now I've paid for your journey. I'm collecting your grandchild out of the rescue center. I'm going to give you more money to bring back to your village. Let me keep your grandson.
Why?
I'm going to let your grandson have a proper job. There's no point of him going back to the village. So, and it was this woman, because she was educated, she could fill up all the forms. She could go through the whole procedure of collecting this child. And the grandmother couldn't do so because she was illiterate. And because of the system, whoever who filled up the forms would actually have ownership or custody or authority over this child.
Wow.
When I heard about that, I was literally jumping. I was thinking like, you need to expose this. How can this happen? But the rescue center person in charge was saying like, our hands are tied. I can't do anything, because that's how the system is being run.
Wow.
That's the procedure. So I was literally seeing a kidnap happening right in front of my eyes. And this child,
with legal forms and everything.
Yeah. When I saw the three of them walk out of the gates of the rescue center, I just had my eyes fixed on the backs of their body. And as they're walking away, right, I'm just thinking, this child is just going to be another number. He's been taken out of his village into a factory, rescued from a factory to the rescue center, now taken out from the rescue center and he's gonna be sold back to another factory, and he's gonna be a lost number in the millions of missing children sold as laborers.
Wow, that's very painful just to listen to it. Huh?
Yeah, I actually had a very interesting exchange with my producer back then, because I was so angry, right? And I was so
Yeah.
emotional. I was saying like, we need to have this story in the episode, but she said it's somewhat off tangent. It's not what we want to tell with this series. There's going to be a lot of complication if we keep this story in there. So there are actually a lot of these
Yeah.
behind the scenes happenings that you'll never get to see on television, which I hope one day I'll be able to find a way to share more of, tell
Yeah.
all these behind the scenes
Like to
stories.
tell all, like
Yeah.
everything.
I've got probably 4 or 5 stories like that that's untold from every series that I host for.
But the fact that you're doing such a series to me is also really amazing, because these are series which not many people want to do. Because firstly, it's not the most luxurious conditions you travel to. You don't live in the nice 5-star, not even a 3-star, may not even have a hotel kind of location. The weather is challenging. What you have to do is challenging. You know, that itself to me is already amazing. Yes, I know it's a job that you get paid to do, but still doesn't mean that I want to do something that's so not easy. It's not easy physically, it's not easy mentally, it's definitely difficult as well emotionally, because you get to touch a place which is not comfortable.
Yeah.
And you get to do it practically every day when you do the shoot, with every episode that you cover.
I have actually asked myself a couple of times, especially when the filming conditions are really tough and the environment is really harsh. I would also ask, like, you know, okay lah, I'm this age already, and I've had, you know, a career, I've had a life. Why am I putting myself through such hardship and emotional turmoil? And I have asked myself that quite a few times over the past 4 to 5 years. But
what's your answer?
Whenever I'm with my team, the producer, the cameraman, the sound man, the researcher, the fixer, we're a very small team when we're overseas, but whenever I'm with my team, I'm thinking we just want to tell a worthy story. If the fact that we're experiencing all this and we're gathering all these shots and telling a story to Singapore, to the world, you know, so that more people actually know what's happening in other places. And if that can open their hearts, open their minds, and open their eyes, I think that's more than enough.
That's amazing. I know you did another program which is also very touching. It's and this program it's exciting for me to announce because it's one of the finalists in the New York Film Fest.
Yes.
This show is also, it's for the best human concerns in the documentary category, called A Medical Journey, 寻医. I thought this series was also very interesting. It's a medical angle, but yet you guys didn't take it like it's taken in a much different way. Like this episode where you met palliative care patients in Mongolia. I mean, I would never think that this journey is about that. I would think that you're looking for like the best surgeons in the world. But no, you guys really go to the, again, odd places, not so straightforward places. And there's this short video I wanted to share. I really enjoyed this episode, this short video.
当时我就觉得，那可能这次我们来的值得了。
What I liked about it was not just her beautiful voice, but that lady that's singing is the patient's doctor. I mean, I'm like, wow, I would never imagine this in Singapore. Where my doctor who comes to my home to see me and, you know, plays a musical instrument and sing to me. I thought that was so human.
She wanted to use her singing to soothe his soul and also his condition. And this doctor, the lady that you just saw singing, she's the poorest doctor I've ever met.
Wow.
Yeah, she provides free treatment, free
Free?
medication. Yeah,
Wow.
free. Because she's in this poor region where a lot of her patients can't afford to pay for her treatment, her consultation, as well as medicine. So she actually buys the medicine for her patients. She goes to their
Wow.
homes. Yeah, because they can't travel to her. She pays for everything, so much so that her clinic had to close down because she couldn't afford to maintain it anymore. So when I met her, I was holding on to her elbows and I was saying like, I always thought that doctors are well-to-do, they have, big income and they live comfortably. You are the poorest doctor I've met, but you have the richest of all hearts. Because she was just giving so much to all her patients.
How does she manage to do that and survive? So her clinic is closed, so she just gives free consultation.
Yeah, when I was there, it was a very cold winter. Her clinic had no heating system at all, so it was very cold inside the clinic. There was, it was almost closing down. She had always relied on charity organization to help support her. But that year, the charity organization couldn't provide any more funding.
Wow, I see.
Yeah.
But yes, please carry on.
So this episode was filmed in Mongolia. The temperature was minus 17 degrees.
Yeah, and the winds are very harsh.
Yeah, it was very harsh. So again, the conditions very harsh. The environment was very challenging. We could not actually interview everyone that we wanted because palliative care and patients dying is such a sensitive issue in Mongolia. But when I was there, I met quite a few patients in the last moments on their deathbed. And that affected me a lot as well, because in that same year, I experienced 4 deaths amongst my friends. So when I was talking to the patients and when I saw the family members in the ward, it just made me feel so deeply about everything that they're going through. Because even though I don't know them, but the pains and the emotions and the things that you can't let go in those situations, it's universal. Any human being will be able to understand that.
I know that in the last episode of this series, when you covered this episode in Taiwan, and it's about heart disease. So I didn't know this, but apparently heart disease is the second biggest killer in Taiwan. And practically in every 25 minutes, someone is dying from heart disease.
Yeah.
And you were able to witness an actual heart transplant. And you were one of the nation's best cardiovascular doctors. How was this experience to actually be in the operating theater like this?
The producers are actually very worried for me. So before they assigned me to this episode, filming in Taiwan about heart surgery and heart transplant, they actually asked if I'm,
squeamish?
If I'm squeamish about seeing blood. What about, flesh being cut open? So I said I'm the son of a nurse. I've been well trained since young, but I was also quite surprised because when I was in the operation room, it wasn't like what you would see on television in ER or or any medical TV series. I think those are sometimes too dramatized, and you would see a lot of blood and very hurried movements. But when I was at this top hospital, the surgeon was also the chief of the hospital. He was very caring, very calm. When I was in the operation theater, it was actually very organized, very clean. It was almost, like everything was sterile.
Yeah.
And there was
I saw it. It was very clean. It's not as bloody as I thought. Because we wanted to share the videos with me. I'm like, I don't know whether I want to see it. I will look at it like, actually, it's okay.
It was okay.
My wound is worse.
Yeah,
it's nothing. Yeah. It's really very clean and
We were very
I was
lucky as well,
amazed.
because for a heart transplant operation to happen, first of all, you need a patient,
A
who
patient,
is
the
strong
heart.
enough to be able to go through the operation.
Oh
You
yes,
need,
that's true.
so you need another person who's able to donate that heart. And then you need a third condition where they are compatible.
Yes.
And then you need a fourth
Oh.
condition, is that they allow you to film and they allow you to cover this story about the heart transplant. So there were so many things going against us.
So many
And yet,
factors. Yeah.
on the second last day, we got news early in the morning that this was going to happen. We went in immediately. So I planted myself inside the theater. I was well covered up. Everything was taken care of. And during the entire operation, I was standing on a few steps, looking over the operation table.
The open chest surgery.
Yeah, with the chest open up, with the
Wow.
cutting of the arteries, the positioning of the heart. So this is something that a lot of people don't know. Heart transplant is not taking one heart out and then putting another one inside. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to have this heart still there, and then the other one over it. Then you cut this artery, then you connect, you cut off, you connect, you cut off, connect. And then when all is connected, then you remove this heart. But at this point of time, the new heart is not pumping yet.
Yeah.
Then you got to give it a shock.
Yeah.
When we saw it, the first shock, nothing happened. Just like you, we took a deep breath. Then the surgeon said, go again. And then they added 2 more metal plates inside, give it a shock.
Yes.
And then it started to pump. When I saw that, it just felt like I was witnessing a miracle happening right in front of my face.
Yeah.
How would you be able to see a life coming alive after having had the heart
literally
stop?
alive, coming alive.
Yeah. So that was miraculous for me.
Wow. And I especially loved your ending monologue when you gave at the end of this entire series. We want to share the video of your ending monologue.
这趟台湾之行，我看到了科学和自然的力量，我看到了医术和人体的美妙。主持了这系列的寻医，我发现我不是把焦点放在病痛上面，而是在生命跟时间。它让我更加意识到，我必须要珍惜我的每一个呼吸，我的每一秒钟。我如果可以在有限时间内完成自己的心愿的话，我觉得那就足够了。
I think that really sums up really how I feel as well in life and also with programs like this. Yeah, so I really admire you for what you've done. I hope to see more of these series. It's really important. I mean, it's nice to see all those fun dramas and whatever, but these to me are the real stuff, you know. And the documentary, I'm so amazed it was done so well. So professionally done.
Yeah, I really, it's not just because, you know, I'm not working much right now because of the COVID-19 situation, but I can't wait to go back to work and do more series because it makes me feel like I'm connected and I have a role to play, that I am able to use my feelings and my words.
Your vulnerability, you're able to be vulnerable about it. I have that courage to be vulnerable. It's bravery in its finest, really.
I think when you're vulnerable and you allow yourself to open up, then you'll be, you know, you have filled in materials and you feel fuller. Just recently, someone told me, said that every time when they watch my series and when they watch my sharing, it feels like I'm very philosophical or that I'm very emotional. And I think it's what I'm meant to do. I hope to be able to verbalize all my thoughts and all my feelings.
Yes, I think being emotional is a natural way of being a human. we're just being, and we feel things, and it's okay to feel them, and to be able to say how you feel is perfectly normal, and we shouldn't have to hide how we feel. And then that's what we are born with, the ability to feel, you know, and yet we're so afraid to feel, because sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's painful, but sometimes it's also good and it's happy. Yeah, so it's all these moments I feel it's so important that we do things like that to remind ourselves to.
I would much prefer to be a presenter or a person with feelings rather than being detached.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think with all this, I think it's also time to give out our next favorite product.
Yes.
Yes, which is the PHYTO anti-aging serum, the one that you really love and you travel around with around the world.
Yeah, this one actually guards you against hair loss too, and it promotes hair growth. I think this is really nourishing and really energizing. Since I use this, I actually do feel that my hair is not as oily, and yeah, it's fuller.
And it's fuller. This one really, when your hair grows, the new hair growth comes out, is going to be thicker and makes it fuller and blacker. So it's an anti-aging product. So if you have hair loss and severe hair loss, then I wouldn't recommend this product. But for people who don't have hair loss like you, and you're afraid to have it, or you're starting to see a tinge of it, of thinning, so this would be a great product to just use daily. So in order for us, for our audience to win this product, you just have to share with us in 1 or 2 words, what are you most grateful for? I think it's a great way to talk about, you know, like what are you really grateful for? Just 1 or 2 words. Share with us, what are you most grateful for right now in your life? And then you have stand a chance to win this product. So Danny, what are you most grateful for?
I recently started to read again the book, The Secret. And I think one of the tips in this book is actually to make up a list of things you're grateful for. So it's called the gratitude list.
Yes, yes.
During this circuit breaker period, I actually wrote a list in my diary. So I have a diary that I use for every year. And in there, I write that I'm grateful for having people around me, and I write their names. I'm grateful for all the opportunities I've had. I'm grateful for the mind, for the heart, for the voice that I have. I'm grateful for all the blessings, even all the pains.
Yeah,
true. Then, I think this virus, for example, has made us stronger and not more vulnerable. And if you're grateful for that, then you would have, a heart full of gratitude.
Yeah, I agree with you, Danny. I remember when doing my lowest lows, when I was going through tough business, professional and personal tough, and all at the same time. It was a period of my life like this. And what got me through was really writing a list of things I'm grateful for, just forcing myself to what are the 3 things I'm grateful for today? Even though that it was a bad day, I had to just find 3 things I'm grateful for and just kept this going. And it really helped me get through it. Just doing a gratitude list like that. It seems like also so childish or so whatever, but it actually really helps.
Yeah,
just
I think
to be thankful every day.
It's very healing, because if you want to heal, if you want to be better, write a gratitude list, what you're grateful for. If you want to suffer, if you want to make yourself feel bad, then write what you are regretful about. So now it's your choice. Do you want to be positive, or do you want to be negative? Which way do you want to go? Yeah.
So I also noticed that you have something coming up in the horizon, Danny. Something very interesting and very mysterious. And when I saw it, it gave me goosebumps.
I'm very excited about this because I was just sharing with Lynn about this. I'm very passionate about theater. If my hosting jobs provides
allow you some time because you're always so busy hosting.
But I've been doing theater for the past 20 over years as well. It nourishes my soul, and really, it makes me, understand being a human being, being a human in this world, and it's an extension of my passion. So there's a production that we're doing right now.
Let's show the video.
Yes, please.
Before you talk about it, let's just show the quick video.
Okay.
mysterious. Can you tell us more about this?
Sure. This is Body X, as you've just seen that title. So Body X production is actually a murder mystery. In the past we've actually staged 2 productions before. What we did is we invite audience to a venue and then have them witness the entire happening of a murder mystery. They will be able to follow all the characters into different rooms, and at any one time, different things will be happening in different places. So it's kind of like, yeah. So you actually
so you're part of that party, or you get to see what's happening. Like,
yeah, you
in
get to
front
see
of
what's
you.
happening. So, for example, like the story can happen in a mansion. At any one time, something is happening in the living room, something is happening in the pantry, something is happening in the ballroom. So it's up to you to decide which character is more suspicious and which development do you want to explore. So the audience
Wow.
actually have their own choice of going through what we call an immersive experience, such that
Yeah, it's
yeah,
so fun
they're
and
not
thrilling at the same time.
they're not, yeah, exactly. So they're not just watching, but they're participating. And in the reviews and also from reactions that we've had from a lot of our audience, they feel that they've not experienced a theater production where they are so engrossed and so involved and so attentive. When we did it in the theater, in an actual space, they had to surrender their handphone right from the very beginning. But for the next 1.5 hours, nobody thought about, going online, checking for a message or wanting to
Taking
call
picture,
somebody.
taking
Or
selfie.
or selfie. They have to pick up clues. They have to observe and also listen to conversations, observe every physical movement to see if this person might be the murderer. And then at the end of it, they have to decide and vote for who they think is a murderer.
Got prize or not?
The satisfaction comes from, whether
Knowing
you
that
were
I saw
able to...
like Cluedo, no?
Okay lah.
Like
PHYTO can
Cluedo, no?
sponsor.
Mrs. Plum with the candlestick in the study.
Straits Times actually called it human size real life Cluedo.
You see? Yeah.
So what's
Is it in
happening
English
now?
or Mandarin?
The first time we did it was in English. The second time was in Mandarin.
Okay.
The next one that we're going to do is quite interesting. It's happening in September, and we're going to use Zoom.
Wow.
Online platform.
Okay.
So the production is going to be in Mandarin, but you're going to be able to still participate and involve yourself in a very immersive experience where you'll start to first see everyone get it together. After that, you can follow different characters into different rooms.
Yeah,
so like
the breakout
Zoom
rooms.
webinar, right? Yeah, there are breakout rooms. So there are different spaces. You decide which room you want to go to.
Yes.
Because you feel that, maybe those two are going to reveal something, or they're going to have a conversation that's going to expose the real murderer. And then at the end of it, everybody's going to come back to the main Zoom room and chat and discuss what clues they saw, something that they observed, and then decide for themselves who is the murderer. But of course, there is a murderer in there that will reveal after the production.
At the end. Yeah. Just like how we reveal who the winners of the products are.
Exactly. So watching this session is actually a warm-up to Body X, the murder mystery that's going to be happening.
So how can we buy tickets for this theater production?
So we're going to be promoting and also announcing ticket sales on our Facebook page, which is bodyx.sg. So just search for bodyx.sg.
Let's put it in the comments so that people who are listening can just see in the comment section. www.bodyx.
It's on our Facebook page.
Facebook page. Yeah. Facebook page, BodyX. Okay.
Yeah. So for everybody who's on Facebook right now, if you search BodyX, you'll probably be led to our Facebook page.
Okay.
And
cool.
then if you like it, follow us. We'll be able to tell you firsthand.
I'm going to do that.
Yes,
I'm going to like it.
Because
I want to watch it. It's so interesting. I love
you must.
thrillers and murder mystery. I always follow things on Netflix. Is always with thrillers and murder mystery, real ones or Hollywood ones. I love all of these. This is my thing. I'm not a sci-fi person. Murder mystery is my cup of tea.
Yeah, and you can have friends, watching it together with you, and you can share clues. You can discuss.
Yeah, it's quite fun, huh?
Yeah.
Reminds
In
me of
fact,
those spy rules. We're gonna get out of the room together.
yeah, all of you are going to be detectives trying to find out who the murderer is. And we have had friends who told us that, they would like to watch a second time so that they can go a different route and then follow someone else.
Yeah, true,
And
true,
then
true.
to see the bigger picture or to be able to see a different storyline.
Then will the murderer change each night?
Nope. The murderer
Oh.
is that one person. We're going to have 5 performances over 1 week. And now with it being an online showing, we can have as many audience as we
It's true. The sky's
accommodate.
the limit, and globally.
Yeah.
So now we're going to give it your most favorite PHYTO product.
Yeah.
And that is the hot favorite for a lot of us, which is the PHYTO hair growth dietary supplements. So to win this, all you're going to do is to tell us what's the one thing you're looking forward to on this Friday, which is the 19th of June. So what's so special about 19th of June? As you guys all heard yesterday, the big news is that we can all the stores are open. My stores are open. We can go and eat in hawker centers and not just tapao. We can eat in restaurants, but up to 5 people, if I'm not wrong. We can go to the beach, we can go to the sports center, swimming pool, bowling alleys, etc., etc. So 19th of June is quite an exciting day, suddenly. So what are you guys going to do? What are you looking forward to on this Friday?
Can I also mention that this is the most expensive, this is the most worthy item of the 3? Yeah.
Yes, $79.90 is the highest value, and it's for 2 months.
Value.
Yes, and this bottle is for 2 whole months. It's got 120 capsules. You eat 2 in the morning every day, and it's perfect for 2 months. What it does, it grows your nails really strong. For those of us who does a lot of gelish or does a lot of nails or have weak nails that breaks easily, in 1 or 2 months, you will see that the nails are very strong. It doesn't break so much. For those who have a lot of brittle hair or very thin hair and wants to grow their hair better, after 4 months, you will see 3 to 4 months after eating this, you will see great results. So it's really good to eat it together with your hair loss treatment. So you have an internal treatment and external treatment as well.
So for example, before I started on the supplements, I realized that, sometimes there are gaps and it seems as if your hair is just slightly further apart.
Yes.
Yeah. After 3 months, actually, then I feel that it's more dense, like it's closer together, then you see less of your scalp, less of your skin.
Yeah, I think it's perfect because you actually have the complete treatment. You use the shampoo religiously, you have the product you use externally, which is for thickening, and you also consume the finesse. When someone does the full program like you, the results are fantastic, and it's very evident and very visible in 3 months.
So that's why within a shorter period of time, like 3 months, I can
you will see it, and you will still continue having it. It's that one day you decide to stop using it because maybe you are traveling for a long time and can't get hold of it, your hair wouldn't suddenly all fall off. It will still be very full and very thick. So that's great.
Yeah. But this will always be in my travel bag. Yeah.
And the hairspray.
Because this bottle is so handy, right? It's the size of my palm. I just need to bring this. I don't need to bring hair gel, hair wax for my travels. I just use the hairspray. Yeah.
And this is there's no aerosol. It's a non-aerosol hairspray, so it's perfectly fine to go on the airplanes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's non-aerosol. It's very safe, so it won't gonna like chiong kong and taken away from you. It's totally the right size and non-aerosol. Yeah. So just to win this, just tell us what you're gonna do on 19th of June. I want to spend time with my family. I'm celebrating my husband's birthday this Saturday, so hopefully we can get more family members over since we're allowed to. Yeah,
just 5.
Not big enough, but better than nothing. How about you? Any plans?
The first thing that I want to do on Friday is to go swim.
Ah, yes, correct. And
I miss swimming.
Bring along your PHYTO Plush shampoo, the wash.
Exactly. Yeah, so I can use this right after getting under the sun. But I miss the sun, and then miss the coolness of the water, and also just moving my entire body.
Yeah. Some of the audience say they are looking forward to meeting their close friends. Some say I can see my girlfriend. Haven't seen her. It's been a long time. Yeah. Some say, okay, I'm going to wait another week. I'm not going out yet. So everyone's got a different point of view. So I think it's time for us to announce our winners. Danny, the 3 winners.
Okay.
So for the PHYTO Hoba Care Gel,
How do
do
we
you
do
see
that?
the names?
Oh, yes, okay.
Okay.
All right, so for the PHYTO Joba Care Gel, the winner is Ching, Lim Zorin.
Yay, congratulations, Lim
Congratulations.
Zorin. You just won the PHYTO Hoba Care Gel. It's a leave-on conditioner, and we'll get in contact with you how you can collect it or how we can get it to you, which is that product.
You don't need to use hair gel or hair wax, just use this.
Yeah, just a nice hair conditioner.
Yeah.
The next product we give away is the PHYTO Denzia Anti-Aging Serum, and the winner is...
Abby Yap.
Yes,
Abby
Abby
Yap.
Yap, congratulations again. We will be contacting you so you can collect this product, PHYTO Denzia Anti-Aging Serum. And the last product, which is our PHYTOPHANAIRE supplement. You know, this is 40 years old. We created this product 40 years ago.
Oh, I thought you were gonna mention my age or something.
That's my age. I'm 40.
This is 40 years old.
Yes.
Wow.
We created this product 40 years ago. We were the first in the world to actually formulate a supplement for hair growth. No one has ever done it 40 years ago. Now you see a lot of brands, vitamin brands that has supplements for hair, blah, blah, blah. But not 40 years ago, we were the first in the world to create it. The same formula, all plant-based.
And it's so small. It's
For
so
those
wonderful.
tablet
you know,
scary people, scared to swallow type is very safe. It's very easy.
yeah, I have 2 each time, right?
Yes, correct. It's 2 every day.
Yeah.
And eat in the morning is better because it's filled with vitamin B's, which is very energizing. So at night, it will give you a lot of energy. So better eat in the morning.
Yeah, I do it in the morning. I always have a glass of water and then vitamin C, and then this. Yeah.
Yes. So the winner for this PHYTOPHANAIRE dietary supplement.
Congratulations to Kai Lun Xiao.
Congratulations, Kai Lun Xiao.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So thank you so much, Danny, again for being
Thank
with
you.
me, my
Thank
dear
you, Lynn.
friend. I look forward to our luncheons,
Yes,
Very
we'll have
soon.
that very soon.
or at least I will see you online for Body X.
Definitely happening.
Thank you so much. I
in
give you
December.
a virtual hug.
Thank you. We'll do that very soon.
Yes, thank you so much
Okay.
and take care.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So in 2 days' time, we'll be seeing you again for PHYTO Passion Project, and we will have the very lovely actress, Miss Corinne Cheng, who's finding purpose with pearls. What's that? How do you find purpose and finding it with pearls? It's a very interesting topic, and we'll find out more in just 2 days' time on Thursday. So please join us again to find out more. Next Tuesday, we'll be having our PHYTO Hair Talk, and I'll be getting in depth on dandruff and sensitive scalp. So for those of you who have these problems like me, I get it every month, sensitive scalp and dandruff. So please tune in where we find out in depth about dandruff and what caused it and how can we treat it. Until then, I hope to see you very soon and good night.
This could be the moment we've been waiting for, the chance to feel alive. Nothing's gonna stop us, nothing's gonna top this, nothing like we've ever seen.